What's up, Buff fans? Troy and I just included CU Fall Media Day. It's always such a great day just to sit down with the athletes because we always get those press conference scenes, but now we get to talk with them on one-on-one, see how practice is going. A lot of new faces, of course,
Definitely.
around the touchdown club today, but we were able to kind of touch every position group today. We learned a lot, and one thing we ultimately want to address first is the open practice this upcoming Friday at All City Stadium at 6:30 p.m. It's open to the public. If it's 5,000 people, Coach Prime wants 10,000 people to show up. He wants overcapacity.
He wants the whole city there.
He wants the fans to see what they have been working on, and hopefully we'll get to be there as well. I mean, it is open practice when we're sitting, whatever. But
we will be there.
Yeah, we will be there. So some coverage there, and hopefully the fans get a peek on what's going on within this program. But today, we got a little more conversation on what's actually happening, how practice has been going. I asked Shador and Shiloh kind of how the offensive defense coming along in terms of installment, and it's basically already installed. Now it's just about weekly adjustments. They're working with Pat Shermer, Shador, and then Shiloh's working with Robert Livingston, and they just want to make sure they have their best 11 guys on the field, and game by game they'll adjust, they'll game plan, they'll kind of adjust things based on what that team is presenting them. But the offense and defense seem pretty sound at this point, and practice is going pretty well.
Yeah, Shiloh was also really excited about the secondary, so there's no weak spots this year. He said they were going to be a no-fly zone. I know fans of the 2015 Broncos will appreciate that. So that Shiloh's very excited about the secondary. I know that we both got to talk to some offensive linemen. I talked to Khalil Benson. He said that Coach Phil Lodeholt's one of the best coaches that he's ever had. He said that he's picking up a lot from a guy who's just been in the league, had a very decorated college career as well. And Khalil Benson is the enforcer at practice, which he did confirm to me. So he's keeping guys in check. What'd you learn from the offensive line, Nikki?
I talked to Justin Mayers, and I mean I haven't been able to have a good one-on-one like that, and him and I were just talking about so many different things. But one thing that he mentioned is the experience that Phil Lodeholt provides. I mean, he's coming from, a JUCO school. He had a lot of offers, but when it came to Colorado, there was a lot of NFL experience that he felt he can really benefit from. And what Phil Lodeholt is providing, that something that he didn't have in his prior schools, is the attention to detail. He's like, I developed some bad habits that I didn't even realize I had until Lodeholt and the film showed me what I was doing wrong. So he's working on his technique, and he's learning a lot about himself and his game through Lodeholt's instruction, being with this offensive line. I to ask, of course, the topic is just, is the pass protection going to be viable this year? Can they protect Shador? And from what we see, the size of the guys, and I think the camaraderie as well, it just seems so much more improved across the line. And on the defensive line as well, we talked to the defensive line guys. But before I go to that, I just want to circle back to, I talked to Cam Silman-Craig today on what he's seeing from the secondary. I mean, he was a guy who was here last year. He knows the hardships that they went through, but he just feels like it's just a lot different this year. The way that Robert Livingston is applying his defense is all about individual strengths and what they can do, and not focusing on what they can't do. So him, Shiloh, I mean, you have so many shooters back there. Travis, DJ McKinney in terms of corners. It's like there's so many different looks, and there's a lot more depth at the safety position and at corner this year that they can work for and work with. I mean, you talked to Savion Riley, right? Because Cam was talking to me, and he was like, Savion Riley is one guy that I really try to coach up, and I want him to be the future of CU.
Yeah, Savion Riley, obviously coming from the SEC at Vanderbilt, he said that he sees a lot of similarities in this team to some of the teams that he played against in the SEC, and obviously with Vanderbilt. I talked to Colton Hood as well from Auburn. He said the same thing. He believes this team has SEC speed, SEC talent. They can compete with that level of team, so that should pump a lot of optimism into the fan base here.
Yeah, the trenches on the other side too. Troy and I sat down with, and we'll post all these videos. We sat down with BJ Green, who has been, the talk of the camp offseason. He's been one of the acquisition. It's like that's going to be the guy that's going to tear some offensive lines up. And talking with BJ Green, it's like similarly from what we're hearing from the transfers, they came to Colorado to have that NFL experience. I mean, you're working with Warren Sapp, Damian Lewis, and Vincent Dancier. There's so many different opinions and eyes on what they're doing. And I was talking to Dayton Hayes too. It's like that group of coaches is so fixated on the little details, and that's just not something that was maybe that they're getting. But BJ Green is an expert at what he does. I mean, he's on the preseason Big 12 defensive list this season, along with Travis Hunter. He's just going to be someone that's so crucial this year, and he has a great head on his shoulders. He knows what he's doing, and he just really wants to get the most out of this last year. And I think another reason why he wanted to come to Colorado is his relationship with Coach Prime. I mean, he's been coached by Coach Prime since he was 5 years old. Since he was about big like at Truth. I remember Coach Prime telling me that at Big 12 Media Days. But there's just a lot of there's good relationships. That's now that we see these guys and talk to these guys, a lot of my own realizations are coming to fruition, and it's just a different feel this year. Of course, there's a lot of nuance. There hasn't been a snap played yet, but all of these guys are really itching to get back onto the field.
Yeah, BJ said he's gunning for that sack record too. He said he's got his eyes on 14 sacks. He's trying to get there. And the defensive line too, I thought it was really interesting how complimentary they were of the offensive line and vice versa. They said that those are real battles every day in practice. They're really going at each other, making each other better. BJ was really complimentary, especially of Jordan Seaton. He said that he could pick on Jordan Seaton now, but in a couple of years, he doesn't know if that's going to be the case. So that was good to hear about the young freshman, of course. But yeah, great day.
Yeah, I talked to Will Shepard too. Just a lot of new guys. Just want to get some more context. And Will Shepard, of course, he was the wide receiving leader at Vanderbilt last year. Of course, Vanderbilt didn't really have a fantastic pass game because their quarterback wasn't conducive to what Will Shepard wanted to do. And I asked him, I was like, "Why'd you come to Colorado?" He's like, "Shedeur Sanders. I wanted to play for a Heisman caliber quarterback and a guy that can really put it on a rope for me and play me at any area of the field." And Will Shepard is a veteran in what he does. There's so many different options in that wide receiver core, and he's just said that's just going to be such a benefit this year when it comes to gaining more yards, really improving on a passing attack. Of course, the pass protection is hopefully going to be better, and then you have a wide receiver core. I asked him, do you think this wide receiver core is one of the best in the nation? And he's like, yeah, I think we're going to show everyone this season. So there's
definitely have the talent to be.
Exactly. You got LeJounte Wester. Did you talk to Jimmy Horn Jr.?
No, I talked to LeJounte Wester, though. He said it's coming along nice. He said his chemistry with Shedeur Sanders has really taken a step up even this fall. We saw it in the spring. It was already coming along really nice in the spring game. So he's excited. He said he's working a little bit in the slot, a little bit on the outside. They're using him in a lot of different ways, and he's getting pumped up for the season.
Darts only.
Darts only, baby.
Well, yeah, great CU Fall Media Day, and I'm so excited for this season. Maybe as excited as these guys inside of here, but the field's out here, the grass is so green. It's raining right now, but this season is going to be a special one.
See you next time. See you Friday.
Woo!